Okay, so today we're going to go through the Vlookup real quick. So start off with one table, right? You have details on orders, right? So order date, customer number, sales, quantity, and your boss asks you to put something together where you can see where most of these orders are coming from geographically, or let's say by city or by state, right? So this table doesn't have any details as far as like the city or the state or even the customer name, right? So what you do is you look to another data table, right? Ta-da, data table over here that has that detail, right? So here in this table we have the customer ID, customer name, city, and state. Well, notice right off the bat, something common in both tables is this customer ID looks to match the customer number from the orders table. So what we're going to use is these two similar columns as a key to help us bring over, right, these details from the secondary table next to the first table, so then we can plot or investigate, dive into sales by geographical details, right? So in order to do the VLOOKUP, we know you need the common columns between the two tables, and then a few more parameters that you'll feed to Excel. So we're gonna bring over here the customer name first, right? So what you do is you hit the equal sign, and what I like to do is use the function up here, right? And this makes it way easier to see. So the first function you need to give it is the lookup value. Lookup value is the common column between both tables. So it would be the customer number from the original table. Next, you're asking for the table array. So the second table, right? Where am I looking up from, right? So first column always has to be this column that they both have in common, that both tables have in common, and we'll go all the way out, right? Keep in mind the number of columns, right? The numbering of the columns. So this right now is 1, this is column 2, this is column 3, this is column 4. The reason I'm telling you to keep this in mind is because the next function that you'll give to the next argument you'll give to the VLOOKUP function is the column number, right? So which column do you want the VLOOKUP to bring over details for? So since we're looking for the customer name, we're going from column 1, we want column 2, right? So I set the table, let me redo that. So I set the table array from M to P, and then my column index, I know I want column number 2. So where's that at? So, there we go. Then my range lookup, I usually set this to 0 because I want an exact match, right? Hit enter, and now we have some detail here. So what the VLOOKUP brought over is RP purchasing. So it's saying it looked up this specific value starting in this column, right? So the first row, and then it went over to the second column, exact match to that, right? So then if we copy this down, right, let me get rid of this. If we copy this down, if we start at the bottom, right, UT 4824, if we just do a manual lookup, right, UT 4824, that customer number should bring over the name FinTech Buying. So if we copy this over and it brings that over as well, we know our value, our formula is good. Just another way to check it. And there we go, FinTech Buying, because you're telling the VLOOKUP, look up this value, C21, which is customer number UT-4824. Look up that value in this array, right? First column of the array is always the column that has the shared column between both tables, right? So look up from customer ID, look up this array, give me column number 2 of this array. So 1, 2, customer name. So where there's a match, it'll pull up, where's UT? it'll pull up that second column, which is fintech buying. So instead of manually looking up each one, you just copy your VLOOKUP formula, and there you go. You could even spot check a few more, but I think we're good. Like if you check TX7378, column number 2, Timber Tech Toil Co. That matches right there. That in a nutshell is the VLOOKUP formula.